Okay, today we're going to make a finger crocheted wreath, and I wanted to show you the yarn I'm using, and I'll link it in the description box below. This is a acrylic roving yarn. Okay, so you can use any kind of wreath frame. I'm using the styrofoam, but you can also use a wire wreath. So what I recommend you do is unwind some yarn, and I have it on my left side. That just works best for me. I am right-handed. Okay, so we're just going to make a slip knot. Don't do it too tight because you're actually going to take this out at the end. So it just needs to be big enough where you can get your thumb and your index finger in there like that. Okay, so with your yarn over on the left, what you're going to do is you're going to reach through the center of the wreath, pull it up around and behind your index finger. Now you're going to let go and pull the yarn over the top, and then you're going to pull it through this loop and then also your slip knot. So that's going to create like your first stitch. Okay, so probably the most confusing thing about this is every time you do a stitch, you have to remember to drop this yarn again and pull it back up through the center. So you're always going to start reaching through the center like that. So you're going to reach through the center and over your index finger, and then up around the back and pull it through both loops. So your stitches are going to work in this direction. So you can see now we've already got a couple here. So you can put your fingers back in. If your loop gets too big, then just kind of pull back on this working yarn. So again, you're going to let go and reach through the center behind your finger and over the back and through. Okay, so let go through the center, behind your finger, over the top, and through. I'm not going to speed this up because some people like to watch. So I'm just going to go ahead and complete it so you can see how it's done. And then go ahead and unwind your yarn once it starts to get tight. Otherwise, you'll start making your stitches too tight. If you want to fast forward because you're already getting a hang of this to see how I finish off the wreath, you can do that. For those that want to keep watching, I'll just finish it out. So as you go, you'll kind of straighten these. There's two different looks too. Some people like the stitches all on the outside, like that. And then there's arranging them around the front, like that. Okay. Okay, so again, we're going to let go through the center, behind your finger, up over the back, and through. We're almost done. I used yarn that I had already used for something else, so I'm hoping I make it all the way around. I didn't think about that, but I think it'll make a full one. And if you're gonna buy these to resell or buy the yarn to resell, I'll link a 3-pack for you. So it's a lot cheaper that way. One time I lucked out and found this at Dollar Tree, but never found it again. pause a little bit. Make sure you can't see your frame. I'm going to show you some other yarns too that I've used that I just don't find that work well. I'll show you why if you want to stick around to see. Okay, when you get to the end, you'll cut your yarn. You can leave however much you want. You don't really need this much, but this last stitch, you'll just pull the yarn all the way through. And then we'll flip this over. You can take out the slip knot that you started if you want to. You don't really have to, but you're really just going to tie this together. And then you'll just fish these underneath. You can go a couple times on each side. Okay, you get the idea. So then you can just, it's pretty much invisible. You can kind of see it. If you're going to hang it with a ribbon or put any kind of embellishments on it, just put it right at the seam and then you won't see it. Okay, so I was going to show you some other yarns. These are really popular, the blanket yarn. It has a thread going through it and it makes it really hard to work with. I'll show you, I'll just quickly show you a sample. This is another one. This one's called Chunky Grande Big, I think. I'll loop this too. Okay, so that's that one. So what I was saying about these is I really find them hard to work with making the wreaths, but if you want to see a sample of what that would look like as well, do that real quick. Okay, so it ends up looking like that, but see these loops? They're really hard to pull tight, so not my favorite. All right, there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. There's another video that shows how to do it with a wire wreath frame where you can actually crochet 2 rows, so make sure to look for that one.